Good afternoon, everybody. Today's Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. We are here for a town board meeting. Before we go any further, we'd like to stand and say the pledge. And Councilwoman Waski, would you please lead us?
Yes, Supervisor, thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much as we celebrate once again our country's 250th birthday. It's awesome. And so, Councilman Rothwell, do we have anyone for the invocation?
We do. We are once again honored to have Lieutenant Esther Togara here from the Riverhead Corp Center, the Salvation Army. So if you would mind to come forward to lead us in our invocation, we appreciate you joining us today.
Would you please stand with me that we can pray?
Sure.
Lord, we thank you. We come before your throne with humble hearts. We bless your name, Lord, for you have given us this day, the day that we'll never see again. But Lord, you are with us, Lord. We thank you. We know that you are the source of all the wisdom. We thank you, Lord, for the administration, for our leadership, for our community. We keep asking your grace, your anointing upon each and every one, Lord. As we are here, Holy Spirit, you know what you're about to talk about, Lord. We just invite your presence that you could be amongst us. We share with unity, with peace and love, Lord. Continue to be with each and every one of us. We thank you. We bless your name. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Lieutenant.
It's awesome. I just want to have a couple announcements. This Saturday, July 25th, our recreation has an open skate from 12:15 to 1:45 at our incredible skate place and our ice rink. And so want to make sure people are aware of that. Also, this Saturday, July 25th, we have the paddle battle at 9:15 a.m. down on the water on McDermott. And so does anyone else have an announcement they'd like to make today? Okay.
I do.
Yes, ma'am.
I was going to make two announcements a little ahead of this. On August 1st, the cardboard boat race. So everybody, please get your applications into the Chamber of Commerce and the boats. Last year it was a terrific event with all kinds of unique, very creative boats. And also on August 4th, Tuesday, National Night Out. It's the police department runs it. It's going to be at Town Hall in our parking lot this year. Last year it was a great success. It was down on the waterfront. There was free food, there was also ice cream, and I remember there was a display of what the canine dogs do. It was really a great night. It's an opportunity for members of the community to get to know the police officers, and everyone just have a nice conversation with one another down there. It's a nice event. So just remind everybody, it's National Night Out, August 4th, here in the Town Hall parking lot this year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Anyone else?
Good, thank you.
All right. Well, with that said, we'll move right on to our correspondence and reports with our clerk, Mr. Wooten.
Yes, under correspondence, we received several letters from Jamesport Civic, John McAuliff, Emily Tuthill, Bryan, Carroll, Long Island Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Climate Control, Federation of Labor, and Desmond, Wong. And if you'd like to read any of those, we've added to the agenda. They're at the end of the agenda under published letters, so you can read them in their entirety. They deal with July 4th fireworks, store conditions, budgets, and the chamber. Most of it deals with battery energy storage systems, ICE, and OLA. So that's it on the correspondence. On the reports, we received the Receiver of Taxes Monthly Utility Report for June of 2026 at $502,107.22. We received the Monthly Police Report for May and also for June of 2026. And the Building Monthly Report for June of 2026 was $107,462. And that completes our reports and correspondence.
Thank you, sir. This time we'll have our first public hearing. We're scheduled for 2:05 or 2:07, and it is to amend Chapter 289 of the parking regulations, and Councilor Howard is going to be helping us to lead that off.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This is an amendment to Chapter 289, Section 10, Parking Prohibited. It adds to the list of areas where parking is prohibited Sound Avenue on the south side, from its intersection with Northville Turnpike east for a distance of 1,000 feet. And this is intended to address parking that's been taking place street side there, to frequent people parking on the south side traveling across the street to the north side. And that creates a dangerous condition on the roadway, so we're looking to prohibit that.
Thank you, Counselor. So if you have a comment on this public hearing, if you'd please come up to the microphone again, state your name and your hamlet, and that would be good. And we'll give you a moment to speak. We'll also see if anybody's online. We'll give you a second to think about that, look it over, before we close that and leave it open for written comment. I don't see anybody in the room that's making their way. I don't see anybody online. So we will leave this open until July 31st. But we will close this section of our public hearing. We'll move into our next one, which is to amend chapter, it was scheduled for 210, and we're ahead of schedule, 208, to amend chapter 289-17, parking time limits. And again, Councilor Howard, if you would please lead us through that.
Thank you, Supervisor. This is an amendment to, as you said, Chapter 289. This is Section 17, Parking Time Limited. It amends subsection C, which lists all the areas which are time limited to 2 hours. This creates a 2 hour, a period of time longer than 2 hour prohibition in the 30 parking stalls that are located behind the restaurant that's currently Moonfish. There's 30 stalls that start at McDermott and continue west. This is going to time limit those stalls to 2 hours between the hours of 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. And then the second amendment is the parking of vehicles similarly for a period of time longer than 2 hours in the lot that starts at East Main Street and goes down past the shipyard building and the aquarium and in front of Turcos west towards McDermott Avenue. And this will also prohibit the parking longer than 2 hours between the hours of 8 a.m. and 11 p.m.
Okay, if anybody has a comment online, or if you'd like to speak in this room on this public hearing, you can come to the podium. Again, same question, we just ask that you state your name and your hamlet, and you're welcome to speak on that, so.
Warren McKnight, Riverhead. How is this enforcement going to be carried out and, and be effective? That's what I have a question on that.
So,
We have TCO officers that particularly go around to our parks, beaches, recreation sites, and they would be there for enforcement to write tickets for any violations.
And they do this on a regular basis? They go
Yes,
around?
yes, they do, sir.
Thank you so much.
no one else online? Yeah, they do an excellent job to answer that, and this is a continuation of our, rehabbing and re-pushing our parking to help the businesses, to help everybody in our community, find equitable for all. So with that said, we'll be closing our hearing on that, leaving it open for written comment till July 31st. If you'd like to write in, if you have a comment on that, and that will close our public hearing for today. And with that, we will move into our comments on resolutions from the public, and that is a timed thing, and so we ask that you adhere to that to the best of our ability. We want to hear you. We want to have you speak. Please state your name, your hamlet, and then also what resolution you're speaking on. That would be excellent for us.
So I just want to myself comment on two particular resolutions that have been put into the packet. Both resolutions pertain to Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance Services. There's a resolution 701 that is to schedule public notice to have a hearing for a Monroe hearing. And basically what that is just when we looked at all most cost-effective ways to build this building, it didn't make sense to try to do a secondary floor because of the height of the ambulance units that go in the garage and the garage door. To try to make everything 2 stories, so a portion of it is 1 story for the garage area, and then we're going 3 stories up where the office personnel is, and bunk rooms and so forth, training areas. So the idea is this building will essentially exceed the height by a very small amount. and it may also exceed the square footage, but it's what's necessary for RVAC to have the ability to have a training area and so forth. So that's what this is to schedule the Monroe balancing hearing, which is going to be at our next town board meeting. I just wanted to bring it out, enlighten just to everybody also, because I'm going to ask at the conclusion of the Monroe balancing hearing in the next meeting that we essentially close out and then we move a resolution off the floor, I believe at that time, to go ahead with the putting it out to bond as well. And so there's going to be a number of resolutions that you're going to see. There's 2 today, and there'll be multiple ones in the next town board meeting, and essentially kind of concluding everything by September 1st, really giving RVAC the ability to go ahead and start construction and get things underway. The second resolution that I've put in there is Resolution 715, and that is that we are putting together a lease, the basic lease terms for RVAC. They are a nonprofit individual entity of its own, and the lease basically states that it is going to be initially a 25-year lease with 5 renewals of 10-year spans, giving them 75 years to occupy that building, serving as RVAC. They are covering all the costs of the building, so in terms of what the lease states, in terms of what their monthly costs are, is that they're going to cover the cost of the bond as well as the interest. I want the general public to know, this is extremely important, that RVAC so far to date has raised $6.4 million for this project on their own, doing their own events and through some pretty incredible generous donors. And the balance of this project is going to be paid out by their ambulance fees for the service that they're doing, mostly through insurance carriers. And so this is a project that is, at this point, is not being built with taxpayer funds, which is pretty incredible for us to move a project of this magnitude, to build an entire new facility, to finally bring them into the current day and age without taxpayer dollars. So I can't commend RVAC enough for what they've already raised, how they're going forward. And I know I have the town's full support on this project, but you're going to see a number of resolutions, because then, we want to go out to bond on it as well. And then eventually we're going to incorporate them into the sewer district. That gives them a higher occupancy level to be attached to sewer as opposed to septic. It's more cost effective in the long run. So you're going to see not a number of things, but we are in the full mode of keeping RVAC going forward for the new generation here. So it's some great things with RVAC.
Absolutely. They do a great job, and they've raised a lot of funds. And, the best thing is you just never know when you open your eyes and you see one of them standing there to help you. And so they're great people. So absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. All right. So if anybody else has a comment on a resolution, you're welcome to come to our podium, or there's one online. We'll wait for that for just a second. Somebody in our room, if you just come up and again state your name, your hamlet, and what resolution you're speaking of, and you'll have your 3 minutes. And we would love to hear from you. All right, we'll take that one online because nobody hopped up on in our room. So we will wait anxiously. Great day to be inside. Ms. McGraw, we cannot hear you.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry about that. Kathy McGraw, Northville. I'm not certain of the number of the resolution, but it's the resolution that deals with the modification of the zoning law with respect to the building code, or the zoning law with respect to site plans. I don't have the numbered resolutions in front of me.
Should be it's 702.
Okay, thank you very much. I just had a question because there was a public hearing on this, and I know the group for the East End and Barbara Glass and a number of other people commented on these changes. And the comments included such things as requiring a pre-hearing submission and having a hearing earlier in the process. And I am curious to know what the thinking was, why the public suggestions were rejected in formulating the final code. And if anybody could help me with that, if the planning department could speak to it, what consideration was given to those comments, it would be really helpful. Thank you.
Sure. Mrs. Thomas is in our room, and I know Matt Charters was here last time to explain, and she's here, so would ask if you would mind giving that example or explanation, sorry.
Thank you. The simple change to this code was just to eliminate the preliminary step. So there is no change to the process. The process remains identical, other than the fact that we've made it simpler and easier to use. The public input remains the same. Nothing has changed, and so we felt that it was in the condition that we initially proposed it, perfectly fine to continue in that mode.
Thank you.
Well, it does, without a pre-hearing submission conference, the public hears about this is when a hearing is posted on the change. And I realize it's worthless to talk about it anymore, but thank you. I think the public should have been involved sooner. Thank you very much.
Kathy, if I can just state, at the last town board meeting, I did read a statement saying that the pre-submission conference hearings would be listed on our website for the general public to see them, and that they are open to the public, and that the public can come and comment on those pre-submission hearings. So you actually can discuss a project or ask questions about it right in its, preliminary phases. And that is something
But
that.
it's not required. It's not required, and those are not videotaped.
Yes,
So
but
unless you're around at 10 in the morning to watch it, you have no access to it. It would be really helpful if that would become a regular thing to videotape those pre-submission conferences. But as it is, they're held like at 10 in the morning and the public can't really attend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McGraw. Nobody else online? Oh, yes, ma'am, just anybody can come up to the,
Hi, my name is Cindy McKinney. I'm here representing Resolution 711 for the canine competition to be held at Veterans Memorial Park by the Peconic Ice Rinks. So I just wanted to introduce myself and say thank you for taking the time to, allow us to apply to use the space. And if anybody has any questions, I'm here to answer any questions about it.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you identifying yourself.
I think it's going to be a great event, so thank you.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Okay, just wanted to give everybody else an opportunity. I don't see anybody else with a comment in-house or online for our resolutions. So with that said, we will move to our resolutions with our town clerk.
Okay, we'll start with resolution number 1, this is really loud. 686.
Water District Capital Project Number 82517, Summer Wind Farm Subdivision Budget Adjustment. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Woski.
Yes.
Merrifield.
Yes,
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Is adopted. Resolution 687.
Sewer District Capital Project, 82613, Peconic River Hotel, 127 East Main Street, budget adoption. So moved.
seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski.
Yes.
Merrifield.
Yes,
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 688.
ratifies acceptance of donation of life ring for Grandeur Bell Park. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski.
Yes.
Merrifield.
Yes,
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes, and thank you.
Halpin.
This was a great event. The Key Club came out. They did this themselves. They designed themselves. Yes, and thank you. It was awesome.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 689.
Ratifies acceptance of donation from various local businesses for annual Snapper tournament. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski.
Yes.
Merrifield.
yes, and thank you to everyone. There were 71 donations. Thank you.
Kern.
Great.
Yes, and thank you.
Rothwell.
Yes, and thank you.
And Halpin.
You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much. What a great tournament.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 690.
Authorize financial administrator to deposit funds for road restoration project. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution's adopted. Resolution 691.
Authorizes attendance at training seminar by Deputy Chief Fire Marshal. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution's adopted. Resolution 692.
Appoint seasonal pump-out boat operator. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes.
Resolution's adopted. Resolution 693.
Appoints a mechanic, maintenance mechanic 3, HVAC,
HVAC.
HVAC, concentration. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution's adopted. Resolution 694.
Appoints a water treatment plant operator trainee. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 695.
Ratifies appointment of recreation superintendent and sets terms and conditions of employment. Congratulations. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes. Congratulations, Ashley.
Halpin.
Great things are coming. Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 696.
Authorizes the Riverhead Police Department to apply for DHS FEMA funding to support the purchase of a high-speed, rapid response patrol vehicle. So moved.
Seconded.
I said vehicle, I meant vessel. Sorry. So moved.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is accepted. And Resolution 697.
Acceptance of 2025 Justice Court audit. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 698.
Ratifies the resignation of a part-time code enforcement officer. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes. Sorry to see him go.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yep.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 699.
Accepts the retirement of a police officer, Michael Mowdy. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Congratulations, Mike and Christina. Mike, you had a fabulous career. Sorry to see you go, but well-deserved. Now you have much more time to play pickleball. Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes. Congratulations.
Kern?
Mike, we'll miss you. Thank you.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Yeah, Mike, congratulations. Thank you for all your years of service. Did a phenomenal job, and thank you, and God bless. I vote yes.
And Halpin.
Absolutely accept this. And Michael, you were a great softball player and a great man, so thank you very much.
Resolution is adopted.
He's all about the pickleball now.
Yeah, pickleball, good deal.
Resolution number 700.
Authorizes the town clerk to publish and post notice to bidders for replacement of HVAC system at George Young Community Center. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Definitely yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
This is exciting, yes.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 701.
Ratifies authorization for town clerk to publish and post public notice for public hearing for the purposes of conducting Monroe balancing test for Riverhead Volunteer Ambulance Corps, Ambulance Barn, 1111 Osborne Avenue, Riverhead, New York, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 0600-108-2-5. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
We are on our way, yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 702.
Adopts local law to amend Chapter 301 zoning and land development to amend the town's site plan review procedure and to remove fees related to certain land use applications from the town code to allow the town board to establish fees by resolution of the town board. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution's adopted. Resolution 703.
Hang on, 703. So adopts local law to amend Chapter 105 Boards, Commission and Councils, Article 2, Appeals Board, the Appeals Board 105-9 filing fees. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 704.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 219 Coastal Erosion Hazard Areas, Section 219 through 26, fees for permits and appeals. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 705.
Adopts local law to amend Chapter 295 Wetlands, 295-6 Application for Permit, and 295-10 Enforcement Penalties for Offenses. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 706.
Sets planning division fees. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution's adopted. Resolution 707.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 289 of the Riverhead Town Code titled Vehicles, Traffic, and Parking Regulations, Article 4, Parking, Standing, and Stopping. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 708.
Mr. Howard?
Yeah,
708?
So, yeah, I think this resolution adopts the local law that we had on for a public hearing earlier in the meeting. The supervisor, I believe you left it open.
I did, yep.
Until July 31.
I did.
So,
Did you want to make a motion to
Yes,
close
I
that?
do. Yes.
You did want that immediately?
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
okay, so we need a motion, so the
Yeah,
motion
so-
is seconded.
You'd have to make a motion to close that hearing altogether?
Yes. Make a motion to close the hearing with regard to local law. Do I need the section?
Who made the motion? You did?
It's Chapter 289, Section 17, Parking Time Limited.
Yes.
Seconded.
So we need to vote on the motion.
Vote, yeah. Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes to close.
Kern?
Yes. Opposed.
Rothwell?
Yeah, this needs to try to provide immediate relief to the businesses that are down there. So yes, this is their busy season, so.
Halpin.
Eric, I'd just like to ask, during that comment period, we didn't have any comments during this time period, right?
There were no comments.
Okay, that's, just wanted to make that for the record on this time, so people knew if they went back and watched it. And my vote is yes.
And to date, I didn't see any comments
No.
come in written.
There was
on
not.
the-
I did
on-
not. I did
on
check
the-
that before.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
The
Okay.
motion has been accepted to close that hearing.
Okay, so now we would,
Yes, now I move. Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 289-17 of the Riverhead Town Code titled Parking Time Limited. So moved.
Seconded.
vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes, and as Councilman Rothwell had just said, both the Chamber of Commerce and also the Parking Committee had asked for this relief for the businesses downtown there. Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
And Halpin.
Yes.
That resolution is adopted. Resolution number 709.
Ratifies designation of alcohol service vendor to serve alcohol at the Polish Town Street Fair and Festival 2026. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 710.
Approve special event Chapter 255 application for Daniel Cox. Acklerol property event. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 711.
Approve special event Chapter 255 application for Protection Sports Association. PSA K-9 competition. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
I'm going to keep you in suspense, yes.
Halpin?
I think it's cool at your 7-Eleven, always open. Yes, absolutely.
That resolution is adopted. Resolution number 712.
Pays bills, so moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes.
Halpin?
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 713.
Amends Resolution 2026-673, approves fireworks application for Jamesport Fire Department, July 18, 2026. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Can we amend this to remove the tornadoes? Yes.
And Halpin?
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 714.
Authorize the town clerk to publish and post public notice to consider a local law to amend Chapter 207 of the Riverhead Town Code titled Animals, Article 4, Prohibition on Sales of Commercially Bred Dogs, Cats, and Rabbits in Pet Stores. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Yes, I'm just going to talk a little bit about this before I vote. Public statement, I had worked very closely at the time with Carroll Scafani and our attorney at the time, Eric Howard, and we had outlined this original legislation that came before us in the town. And I'm certain that the town of Riverhead's code putting this forth guided and put the state of New York in a position where they needed to address this on a statewide level. And so the revision in this code, so that the public aware, it does in no way relinquish the stringent requirements that we have, but it adds definitions. It adds us to match the general New York State business law. It does eliminate the sunset clause because we're already in the active legislation side of things. It requires businesses to set hours and not just work by appointments. Requires record keeping, source certificates, veterinarian doctors, and then name, address, phone numbers of all the individuals that are either buying, selling, or transporting. And then it allows for any particular individuals for civil lawsuits to reclaim. It allows them, the town, to also take civil actions against any violations. It does also refund funds for anybody that purchased an animal and there is any violations. Maintaining all the records for the facilities for each animal. So there's a lot of things that our town is still expanding off of the New York State Code and keeping, things stringent in case. But more importantly, I think by us moving forward and adjusting our code, it's going to allow the DA's office and Suffolk County Beast Unit and other agencies, ASPCA, to move forward too as well with anybody that should violate this law. So I thank Eric Howard for working on this. I also thank our attorney that was also assigned to this, John Mayer, for their work in this. And so we're going to keep moving this along. So I vote yes. Thank you.
And Halpin?
Yes, sir.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution number 715.
Resolution authorize and approve agreement with Riverhead Ambulance Corps, subject to permissive referendum. So moved.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Woski?
Yes.
Merrifield?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Rothwell?
Again, very proud of RVAC. I vote yes, but not only that, but this is going to give them 75 years ahead of us, and there'll be a resolution in the next town board meeting to hold another EMT class, so we continue to provide future providers. So thank you for everything you do. Yes.
Halpin?
Absolutely. This is a great thing for everybody. Yep.
That resolution is adopted, and that concludes the resolutions for this meeting.
Okay, with the closing of our resolutions, we'll move the part of our meeting to our open comments. Again, we'll ask you to come to the podium, and you have your 3 minutes on the clock. We ask that you give your comments and you speak. You say your name, where you're from, and then remember, just because we don't answer you, we might be listening just to understand.
Warren McKnight, Riverhead. I wish to make known the fact that Supervisor Halpern, Assemblywoman Jody Giglio's office, met with the MTA, right? Yes, sir. And they discussed a number of things, But the important theme of this is to get anything done, you have to work with each branch. And this is a start. And at this time, I noticed Catherine Kent, a former town council person, a former teacher of this town, and she's a legislative aide to Greg Dorosky. I was wondering, I'm appealing to her if she can't do it, and to you, to ask her to come aboard to coordinate the betterment of our community, because you have the least authority, but more voices on the town level, on the county level, on the state level, maybe on the federal level, will get things done as far as that goes. So I think it's important, and I ask you to do that. And of course, it's important for people like citizens. And what I'm doing to help in that situation, I sent a letter to the American Civil Liberties Union telling of the situation and bringing forth the fact that the MTA receives $2 billion a year from the federal government. Now, I'm sure the MTA, if their money was held in jeopardy, they would put a bathroom in downtown and maybe some benches and stuff like that. But we need everybody to, in concert, citizens, local town boards, and so on and et cetera. I can't stress that enough. And in order to achieve economic development, you have to have human development. Because what's going on down there, people are sitting in the sun across from the railroad station, waiting to get food, necessary food, out in the hot sun. And we have a beautiful gazebo, John Lombardi, God rest his soul, down at the other place, you know where it is, by the Congregational Church. Wouldn't it be nice if the whole community, not just the town board, Riverhead, and everybody else, could get a gazebo down there for those people to do it? Now, if you want economic development, you go down to Hampton Bays, and you go down to their Railroad Avenue, compare it with our Railroad Avenue. Just do it. I'm not going to comment on it. So we all have to work together. And the sad part is democracy is a participation event. And because of the situations in this country, not many people participate. So I hope more people get involved. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you. Mr. McKnight?
Oh, by the way, a lady was sitting down
Oh, sorry. You have to wait. You have to come back up, Warren. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it, lady.
Yes, sir.
Very well said, thank you. How you doing? Good afternoon. Bob Kelly from Reeves Park, also a member of our beach committee. We had a couple of questions within the community and our surrounding neighbors, and it's regarding the status of what's happening with the purchase, land acquisition of the 4-H. How far along is this process going? Any financial commitments so far, if anything has been made? And then on that, is a map or a game plan been put together for the use of that property? And of course, we want to see for the preservation of the property and to keep it as open space as much as possible. Of note would be the east side, particularly, that borders the people of Reeves Park, that also borders where the land preserve already exists. So that would kind of tie in very well, keeping it as a continuous preservation there. And if there's anything been going on over there, as far as any thoughts about that. As far as a campground coming in, for some, again, it's rumors and stuff. People talked about doing a KOA or something similar to Wildwood in there. That would have a whole nother set of issues. And that's a set of problems all in and of itself. Beach access then also becomes a thing. As you know, Reeves Park, that has the one ramp that goes down to the beach. Supposed to have a permit to go on the beach. By and large, most people do, but I think if we did something down towards where the 4-H exists now, and folks realize that that was the ramp down to the beach, there'd be a lot more people out of town, so to speak, coming down and using the beach. Be a headache for the police department. They already got their hands full trying to take care of things. So that's my question on the 4-H. And then just real quick, I just want to say thank you to you guys of the town, and especially the Buildings and Grounds Department. For a number of years now, as Joanne knows, we were trying to get the steps fixed from the gazebo going down to the town beach. And I'm glad to see that it's actually happening, and miracles do exist in this world. And you guys were able to figure out a way to do it. And I can't thank you enough, because we asked for a long time for that to happen, and the wheels are in motion. So baby steps, so thank you. So anything that you guys can comment on the status with the 4-H, and if there's a game plan, and if there's a financial commitment that's been made by the town so far.
So we did
ahead.
get the appraisal back, and the Peconic Land Trust, Julie, who presented that to us originally, was away. And so she's just gotten back. We put a call into her today, and hopefully we'll be able to have her come into work session, see where they stand on it. The section of land that Riverhead would be taking over does, have that passage all the way up. I do not have any plans for an RV park or camping there. It would be more just passive, would be my thoughts. But, the town, together the five of us, along with our beach committee and our, open space preservation, would be where they are. But I am also planning on, as far as me, I'd like to ask the Peconic Land Trust to pay to have those buildings removed, have them do that, because there's quite a bit of buildings on there. So we'll have to speak about that, but, that's.
It's deteriorated.
Yeah. So I think
The wood would be great for a salvage company.
So, we can partner together on that, but I'd like to partner with them. So that's at least my take on where we stand as far as with Peconic Land Trust. So I don't know if anybody else wants to speak to that on their own.
So you haven't made a.
No, but I thank you
No
for
one's
that
made a
update.
financial.
Yeah, I
move
was
yet?
bringing
I
that on
didn't know any of
Thursday.
that.
That was coming on Thursday, so she just waiting on Julie to get back, so.
Anything going forward, if you could bring us to the table, people of the town would be appreciated on that.
Yeah, so if you want to watch the work session on Thursday, we reached out to Julie. Hopefully she can make it there and was going to give, asking her to give us an update, so.
All right, thank you. We'll keep an eye on that. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
John McAuliff, Roanoke Landing in Riverhead. Two topics, and I'll start with one, and then I might have to do the second after you have other speakers. The first is the one I wrote you about, you received this morning, and I'd written to you about 2 weeks ago, which is the question of asking for information about what's happened with the $207,000 that was given to a law firm for a very partisan legal case. The town did withdraw from that case. Maybe I missed it, but I'd be interested in knowing who made the decision, when it was publicly discussed, the withdrawal from the case, and what the reason was for withdrawal. The second question is whether you have discussed any way of trying to get back that $207,000, whether clawing it back from the law firm or, as I said last time, and people laughed about it, but going to the Riverhead Republican Party, and since the case was very specifically partisan, that you ask for them to return the money to the town and to the taxpayers. So that's the first topic. If there is a response from Mr. Howard or from anyone else, go ahead.
So I'll respond. The town joined that case because we viewed the even year election law as overreach by the state into the affairs of the local municipalities and interference with local elections. We made that very clear, that we believed that pursuant to municipal home rule law, that was within our authority to determine when we're going to have those elections. So that was the basis of our participation in the lawsuit. The lawsuit itself initially proposed two claims. One was a First Amendment claim, and the second was a claim under the Voting Rights Act. Our withdrawal from the case was upon discussion with our outside counsel. It was both strategic and procedural. The reasoning, the determination was to narrow the group of plaintiffs and focus solely on the First Amendment claim because of changes to the federal standard of review for Voting Rights Act claims. Those claims will be subject to a separate subsequent action and reframed. It was also done because there was some concern that the municipalities may be vulnerable to the pending motion to dismiss on the basis of res judicata. So the withdrawal from the case doesn't represent any kind of representation by the town board that they lack faith in the case, or that they're no longer interested in seeing the even year election law be repealed. It's strategic in the context of the federal case.
But when was that withdrawal decision made? Who made the decision? And did I miss it being publicly reported or discussed?
We wouldn't publicly discuss it because it's pending litigation.
So you did publicly discuss the original money, but you didn't discuss withdrawing from the case. All right.
When did we
I mean,
publicly
this is a
discuss
discussion.
the original money?
I don't want to take more time now with it, because this is obviously, that was an extremely partisan, not an objective.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, I
That's
know,
your
but I
opinion.
think that's an
Okay,
opinion that
and I
people
think
in
that other
town
people
also-
might suggest that the law itself was partisan.
Well, no, I grant that. Both
So-
sides had partisan motives, there's no question about that. But the question is whether we should have used town money to join one part of that partisan debate.
Well, again,
I'll
to me,
stop.
it's protecting our municipal home rule powers.
Well, but it's also protecting the interests of
However
a
we get it
particular party,
repealed,
not.
repeal of that, in my opinion, would be a benefit to the town.
Well, I think it would be, and therefore you're not making any effort to get the money back.
We could make an effort to get the money back, but we would likely lose. The money was,
Excuse me?
we would likely lose. The money was paid pursuant to a signed contract.
All right, okay, all
So
right. I just,
to have that money reimbursed would be, I mean, I don't see the firm deciding, we did all this work for you, but we're just
or,
gonna give you
or
your
the
money back.
Republican Party in Riverhead reimbursing the town for its partisan interest.
Well, I don't know that the town would have a claim against the party.
No, but maybe from its goodwill. Any rate, do you want me to go on to the other or stop and come back?
No, sir, I believe you.
Yeah, no, that's what I don't want
Yeah.
to overstay.
If you want to come back up if somebody else
No,
goes.
I'll
so
come back if
you're
somebody else,
welcome to.
okay. Because it's a whole different topic.
Is anybody else in the room that would like to speak? You're welcome to. Maybe you can, if you want to make your way over and then, yep. You're-
Oh, sorry, I'm going to be very quick. Cindy McKinney again, about the canine competition.
You can take your
Just
time.
want- What?
You don't have to hurry. You can take your time.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time to review our event and approve us. And we're super excited to bring this event back to Long Island and this sport. So thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Riverhead.
Another Cindy. Cindy Clifford, Riverhead. When cannabis stores were on the horizon, the attention paid to the danger of those businesses moved you to form a committee to study how to secure a safe environment. I believe we're here to serve this town and all its residents. Then wouldn't it also be true that ICE operations should get the same or even any consideration? It should matter that children who live here feel unsafe and adults who live here are afraid of being swept up without any protections or defense. Being at risk extends beyond the immigrant community onto those with legal residency, naturalized citizens, or born and raised here. It extends beyond those targeted. It's felt by others concerned that the peacefulness and safety of our neighborhoods and the well-being of our neighbors is threatened. If the OLA resolution isn't a fit, I just encourage you to form a committee and include Chief Frost in order to create some sort of policy that would offer some restrictions and a sense of protection. It shouldn't be a partisan issue. It should be about the good of our entire community. But partisanship keeps rearing its ugly head. While some of the Republicans on our board have made baseless accusations of partisan politics at one point or another, it's especially ironic to learn that you voted to use our taxes to pay $200,000+ to fund this GOP-led lawsuit. I spoke at the Suffolk County Legislature recently. I wanted to address how audacious it was for Republican organizations in Suffolk, including the Riverhead Republican Committee, to fund this purely partisan effort with town funds. I can't imagine anyone in town believes this was a smart move or serves the public or at all fair or ethical. I made the point then and I make it again today. If I want to support Republican pursuits, I will certainly make a contribution. And that will be my choice. But this was not my choice to chip in on a GOP lawsuit that against even year elections, because as I understand it, Republicans are concerned it could hurt them. But if you're okay with a political party dipping into the town coffers to pay the bills. Would you vote in favor of writing a check if the Democrats want a couple $100,000 for town funds? And if the answer is no, then you know this is wrong and there's no justification.
Cindy, I'm just going to
That's-
say, I normally don't comment.
Let me
but I'm
just
gonna say-
finish.
Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't finish.
I'm not done.
Excuse me.
That said, if this GOP purely partisan lawsuit is so important to you, I say go for it. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it's irresponsible and indefensible to have my tax dollars, our tax dollars, the town tax dollars paying for it. I'd also suggest that the Riverhead Republican Committee reimburse the town the $200,000 plus that they've appropriated and finance this lawsuit with their own money. And if they're unwilling, then perhaps the candidate who most hopes to benefit from the lawsuit should donate the refund. Bob?
Thank you. I'm just going to say this because I think it was made very, very clear by our attorney. This was about home rule. That this is what this is about. And if you're going to ask what, and I don't know, the GOP and all this other political stuff, then you need to ask yourself, what did the state pay in all their legal fees to even make this happen? I don't know the answer. That's your tax money as well. So, I don't know the answer, but this is about home rule. And the one thing that, whatever we, Democrats, Republicans, no town should give up home rule. And then you'll just be controlled by the state. And I know they tried to do it with bringing in housing and forcing us to take housing around the train station.
Right.
We fought that as well. We didn't have the infrastructure to do that. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. I would just say if it's home rule and it involves every citizen in the town, that's different. But every single piece of media coverage on this referred to it as a GOP-led lawsuit. And if it was about home rule, then some of the Democrats at least would have been part of it. or
Well, the
someone
media
beyond
needs to
the
report
Republicans.
correct. The media needs
If
to
it's
report
only
correctly.
Republicans and Republican committees going after this lawsuit, then I gotta say, it leans a little right. And I just objected having our tax dollars without us having a say in it being part of this. Thank you.
2 online, but we have someone else in the room. We'll let her have an opportunity. And then if you could queue up those people online, as soon as this outstanding citizen is done, we'll move to them.
Hi, Lori Raccanello, Calverton. I'm here as an integral member of the community for over 30 years to advocate for the passing of a public safety and accountability law that reflects our neighbors in East Hampton Town and East Hampton Village. I am deeply aggrieved to see the loss of our so many friends and neighbors and colleagues and people that feel like they cannot be safe in their own environment. I work as a master gardener and have seen the effects of ice on my colleagues directly. I believe all of us are safer and benefit from a productive relationship with our police force. However, such a relationship cannot exist when our friends and neighbors are in constant fear for their lives. As a mother, as a scientist, and as an American, I oppose the tactics of fear imposed on all of us by the federal use of ICE to surveil and bully our communities. I love our town, and I and my friends agree that a protection measure should be on the agenda. And I'm hoping that we might be able to get that on the agenda soon. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. We have one online that we're going to go to, and if there's anybody else in the room, if you would like to make your way around to just to the walls so we know I can be aware, that would be helpful, possible. Thank you, guys.
Good afternoon.
You want to just wait 1 second, Garrett? Let's do it since he popped up.
I was like,
That was
stereo.
Good afternoon, Desmond Wong, Reeves Park. A July 16 letter is in the agenda packet, pages 163 through 165. It asks for a public comparison, not an immediate BOLA vote. At the July 11th Sound Park Heights meeting with Supervisor Halpin present, Chief Frost discussed RPD assistance during federal operations. He later identified Policy 414. I've since filed FOILA requests 261481 and 261482 to seek that framework and related operational records. Both remain pending. Chapter 55, Part LL, enacted by New York State on May 27th, addresses town procedures for non-public access requests and specified civil immigration agreements. And then separately, OLA proposes local reporting, consultation, and correction. FOIL requests can produce these existing records, but it cannot create the comparison. The published packet so far contains no town assignment, public output, process, or response date. Without that comparison, the earlier appropriate laws assurance remains publicly unverified and cannot reasonably close the issue. So Supervisor Halpin, I respectfully request one public written response filed with the clerk and posted with the August 4th materials. It need not disclose privileged legal advice. And that response should identify three things. First, Riverhead Section 996A procedure and designated contact. Second, whether Riverhead or RPD has or had any agreement described in Section 170K, Subdivision 2, and which office reviewed that question. And third, who will compare Part LL, town procedures, Policy 414, the documented practice, and OLA, and through which public process and on what timetable. Supervisor Halpin, will you commit today to having that response filed with the clerk and posted with the August 4th materials?
Appreciate your comments, Mr. Wong. And I didn't know if you had anything else to add.
Well, if not, what public process and date would you provide instead?
I really appreciate your comments today, and I just didn't know if you had anything else to add. Thank you very much for your comments.
Okay, so then just for the record, no responsible office or written public output or response date has been identified today.
Is that just asking again if that's the end of your comments for today?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your passion for this town. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Garrett Lakewood, Riverhead Ambulance. With Pat, our district manager.
He's going to ask you to pull the mic up a little closer to you.
We want to hear you, Garrett.
How's that? All right. We just like to thank everybody, specifically the town board as a whole. You know, this is a big project that we're embarking on. It's a lot of work. Our liaison to the town board, Ken Rothwell, our town attorney, Eric Howard, and Jeanette, the financial, where the money's coming from. But these three people and Anne Marie have sat at countless meetings with us at all times of the day, sometimes leading into the night. It's just a lot of work, and your commitment to this project doesn't go unnoticed, and the entire membership of RVAC appreciates it. And once again, thanks for the 75-year lease. That just takes a lot of stress off of us. It lets the membership know that their hard work doesn't go unnoticed, and it takes a lot of, thank you.
Thank you for all your
Thank
service.
you.
Thank you.
If I know you, Gary, you'll be back here in 75 years. Great work, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for your passion for the human beings in their houses and showing up when nobody else does. 2 online, so we'll take the first one. Excuse me, sorry about that. And if there's anybody else in the room, if you just make your way over so we are aware, that would be great.
Hi, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay, Carrie Flanagan, Riverhead. I'm just speaking today. There was a online social media thing in a response to a Riverhead local post, and that one of the town board members, Joanne Waskey, had requested that residents write letters to the town clerk, which I did, and I also wanted to read it. My letter was that Joanne Waskey has publicly asked Riverhead residents to send letters to the town clerk regarding safety. As a Riverhead resident since 1992, I could say that there is a fear from Riverhead residents that I know in the town of Riverhead due to the dangerous actions of federal agents who are not communicating with the Riverhead Town police officers. Joanne has asked us to write letters of support, so I assume she means letters in support of the OLA proposed safety law during this unprecedented time of ICE agents killing innocent people in our country. Some of the people killed recently in our country were not the targets of ICE agents, they were collateral damage. Joanne said that she has heard from the Latino community, which if that's true, then she truly understands that what she has heard from them directly is their fear and uncertainty that they too could be collateral damage. Joanne said to trust our voices and to not be scared. Her public statement that we should use our voices and not be scared seems to me that she understands there is something to be scared of, but she's encouraging us to still use our voices and speak out. I hope Joanne is sincere, and while she publicly states she supports a local ICE agency that gives citizens due process, she can also acknowledge that she fears or is aware of others' fears for the dangers that the current actions of ICE agents create for people, including all the people at Riverhead, our police officers, and innocent bystanders.
Thank you, Carrie. I will respond to that. I support all of the voices in Riverhead. Everyone that is here legally as a resident, I want to hear from all of you. We all have our own opinions. We're entitled to our opinions. My opinion is that I do not support OLA. I support ICE, our law enforcement, and rule of law. And that's all that I'm going to say about that. There's a lot of people out there. There were hundreds of people that were commenting on my piece that I put into Riverhead Local in support of saying that there needs to be something done, that we need to take care of our local legal residents, those that are trying to become legalized, to be a U.S. citizen. That is important to many of us. So that was the intention of what I was saying. So I appreciate your letter, Carrie, and I know that there are people on both sides that are afraid. People are afraid to come out and speak up and say something. I run into people, even in the Latino community, that say that they are scared and they're here legally. They're afraid for their families. There's been fear put out there that a lot of them are not feeling. And we have to have a balance. So we can't keep coming out saying, rah, 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 anti-ICE and, protect everybody. The people that are here legally in our community come first for me. And that is the message that I am putting out there.
Okay. I would say that all the people in Riverhead, whether legal or not, should be considered in what
I'm
the
not
town
debating
board-
with you. I'm just telling you where I stand. I have
Sure,
been
no, I
poked and
understand, but-
poked
but
and
you
poked.
said only legal
Excuse me.
You said
I have
only
been
legal.
poked, asked for an answer on where I stand. I gave out my answer. Certain people don't like it. That's too bad. I'm entitled to how I feel. Just because it isn't how you feel doesn't make it right or wrong. I still respectfully listen to you. I read all of your letters. I appreciate them. But the safety of the legal residents here in Riverhead are the people that come first and foremost for me.
That's a shame because you're in charge of all of everyone who lives in Riverhead, whether they're legal or not, and all the town board members. You represent everyone here, not just if you're a legal resident.
You're
or
entitled to your opinion, Carrie. Thank you.
It's not opinion. It's not opinion.
Okay.
That's a fact. A town board member is representing everybody who resides in Riverhead, legal or illegal, or not documented.
Okay, thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you.
3 online. Before we go back online, we will allow Mr. McKnight, this is your second visit? So
Yes, my second one.
You get a
but
frequent
this is
flyer miles
important.
today?
This is important. It has nothing to do with pros or cons. It's the fact that Riverhead police are well-trained. all the police are well-trained, but I hear on the news broadcast that the ICE people are not well-trained, that they do not have proper procedure, and in doing so, it puts people in danger. It's not right or wrong. They're being trained now. A lot of them are not trained that well as police officers. This is what I heard on the news, not on the internet, on public radio and other sources. So with that comment, I'm speaking to you. You have no authority, but I did receive a letter from our congressman saying that he's really training the police well. He's giving us money here and everything else. Maybe they should give more money to train ICE people, and because it's important,
Well, Warren, that's the federal government.
Pardon?
That's the federal government.
Yes, exactly, but we all need help. He's not listening to it. He needs help from you and all of us to protect people when police procedure is not being followed by these ICE. And this is what I hear, I don't see it. But I heard from other people too. Somebody went on somebody's property, was looking all around, an ICE guy, and they said, "What are you doing here?" "Well, we're looking for somebody here." He says, "Well, this is my private property, What are you doing here?" So I think ICE needs improvement. And it's all of our jobs to protect the public. You have the roughest job at all because you got to hear us, talk to you, and that's the only place we can talk. Like Leota, forget about him. I can see his aides at the VFW every other Tuesday, and they brush me off. But maybe if they hear from maybe from you guys and other town officials, and if more people write letters, maybe Congressman Leota might wake up and take action. It's very hard. And the biggest thing is here, you got New York City is all Democrat. Out here it's all Republican. I would like to see at least two Democrats on the town board, because democracy, we need a consensus, and we need a really two-party system. But getting back to that, we need ICE. ICE is a problem. It has to be trained. And here are all these people that they're not, you can't ignore it, and it's hurting our citizens.
All right, we're going to go to our three on Zoom. I think we have, so I'd like to make sure that they get an opportunity to speak. Again, if you are in the room and you'd like to speak, if you could just make your way to the right. Yes, sir. Thank you for being patient for a repeat. But if you can make your way to the right, just so we know. Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon. This is Kevin Shea from Bating Hollow, New York. Thank you for letting me speak, the town board. I would like to add to what the rest of the people were saying. I think, first of all, I think it's great that we're having the dialogue. As a retired firefighter dealing with public safety, I think it's important to have this dialogue. I'm really appreciate Joanne Waskey making a public statement about how she feels about it. Today, when she did respond to Carrie, one of the speakers, she mentioned, I believe, she supports OLA. I think that was probably a misstatement. She probably doesn't support OLA's safety provisions. I want us all to consider the OLA safety provisions. The main reason why is we do respond to ICE operations. I'm one of the drivers that goes there to document when incidents occur, and they are occurring in Riverhead. Last one I went to was on Roanoke Avenue. 6 vehicles parked there. Some of them were actually rented with ICE operators inside. Once I showed up to document their license plates, they fled. Not sure why. Could have been me, could have been one other reason. They did not display any warrant, the group from the people in the house. So I left and went out of service at that point. But there are ICE operations. At one point, there will be, I guess, a conflict. Conflict will cause some incident. I was one of the people at 9/11, which was caused by plane accidents. Believe me, just take care of it. It's going to be related. One of the things that was not done, and I would say we usually call it 9/10, was they were supposed to be bomb doors on airplanes. If bomb doors were on the airplanes, most of 9/11, the outcomes would not have occurred. So since I deal with it was in a job where a lot of times rules and laws and ordinances and policies were not created till after an accident or an incident occurred, I do plead with the town board to create, I don't know what kind of powers you have through the home rule, to work with OLA and their safety divisions to come with some policies that will ensure the public that there's a policy that are transparent, that allows us to walk around the streets safely without risk. My comment is concluded. Thank you.
Mr. Shea, just for the record, you're an FDNY retired firefighter. Appreciate your service, but 9/11 was not an accident. It was a terrorist attack against our country, just for the record.
That's
There's no
affirmative.
accident.
We usually call it an incident. I misquote as an incident, and we do report it as incidents, and it was a terrorist act.
It's an
Thank you.
attack on our country.
Any other comment?
It was an act of war, and it was terrible. And this will be our 25th anniversary of that, and we mourn the loss of every human being that died that day and the absolute horribleness that humanity showed. And together as a community, we should always remember those in that light and never whitewash it. So our next online person, please.
Hi, Kathy McGraw, Northville, again. I think that it is pretty clear, it's a fact that two people not targeted by ICE were recently shot and killed in this country by ICE agents, one in front of his 3-year-old daughter. Ms. Waske, you say you unequivocally support ICE. How can you support these actions by ICE? Can you understand why people here legally or seeking to become citizens, as you described, are afraid, given the lawlessness of ICE? Could you each on the panel explain to the people of Riverhead why you will not sit down and talk to OLA, the organization that represents Hispanics, legal and illegal, because we know that everybody is at risk when an ICE agent shoots and kills people who are not targeted in their immigration crackdown. Any one of us could be caught in that situation. And I would like to know why this town board, each of you, refuses to sit down and talk with OLA. Could you each explain to the people of Riverhead? Thank you very much.
Is that your comment, Ms. McGraw? Oh, I think it froze, unfortunately.
It froze.
Is there another one online? Just not accurate.
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Herrera,
This
can you
is
hear
Brian
us?
Berry of Aquabog. I wholeheartedly support law enforcement at both a national and local level. Unfortunately, the reality is that various individuals, including people here legally and American citizens, were involved in tragic situations. And it's a rather trite, unsophisticated comment I would expect of graduates of Riverhead High School and our preacher down by the junkyard to say we support ICE without understanding the complexity of the issues. And certainly when a former member of our state legislature has worked with OLA to draft legislation to address concerns of our entire community, it is reprehensible, irresponsible, and reckless for this board to refuse to have a dialogue. What our police in Riverhead should be doing is working with ICE, working with its community to assure that everyone is safe in our hometown. And it should not be merely an employment agency for friends and family members of the town board. Thank you.
Is there anyone else online? Thank you for your comments, sir. All right. There's no one else online, in the house. Mr. McCullough?
John McAuliff from Roanoke Landing. Before I say what I want to say, you've probably seen this picture. This is the young man, the Colombian man who was killed in Maine last week. It could have been somebody from Riverhead. He looks just like a lot of people here in Riverhead.
Mr. McAuliff, I would just like to say, do you hold up a picture of any of the young girls that have been raped and murdered by illegal aliens? I just ask you, sir, if you hold up pictures, I'm sorry.
People who are hurt by American citizens. I mean, that's a false argument. It has nothing to do with what has happened right now and continues to happen.
I'm sorry, Mr. McAuliff, I'm merely pointing out the
As they say in
fact.
Congress, not from my time. Please go ahead.
I'm just, Mr. McAuliff, with all due respect, you held a picture
Right.
of an alleged illegal alien that was harmed by ICE.
Yeah.
And I just simply ask if you have ever held a picture of any of the young women that have been murdered by illegal aliens in this country. Have you?
Have you ever held up pictures of many other people who are killed by American citizens? It's really not a relevant argument.
It actually is, because
People
you're
are
referring
killed
to
all
illegal
the time,
aliens.
and it's horrible. There's no question about that. But aliens, in fact, have a lower crime rate than U.S. citizens. So, I mean, it's a whole separate discussion, but let me go to what I wanted to speak to. The point of showing the picture is the human being is there. The human beings are all over Riverhead. I want to put a pin, Mr. Howard, on our earlier discussion. Was it your decision or the supervisor's decision or some informal process in the board that led to withdrawal from the case?
It was ultimately my decision. I advised the town board.
You advised the town board, but it did not
We had discussion on it.
But not in a work session?
Not in a
town
work
board
session. It was in an executive session.
Okay, all right, just
Because
clarifying
it's
that.
a legal
All right,
matter.
okay, no, I just wanted to be clear, sure I was understanding it. On the larger question that we were talking about, I had two letters in the packet, one having to do with the loss of temporary protective status, and my question is, do we have Haitians in Riverhead who will be affected by that? Do we have Ukrainians who have been affected by it? Is the board monitoring that question? The second thing I wanted to say is that we're talking about Representative Lalota's one letter. The other letter that he sent out that people may have seen was his justification of why, if you want to talk about home rule, his reaction to East Hampton adopting the OLA legislation was to say that he's not going to allow any other federal money go to East Hampton. This is certainly the model out of Washington, but it's not exactly a home rule model. So I think that the other thing is, again, to flag the danger. After the two killings, the head of Homeland Security said they were going to stop for at least a while car stops. The president reversed that 24 hours later. So the danger continues, and it exists here as much as it does anywhere in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments, sir.
Colin Tooker from Riverhead. I made a pledge today to not speak politics, and I don't intend to speak politics. I would like to make a public service announcement. We had scheduled for tonight in front of Town Hall at 7 o'clock, a vigil in honor of all people murdered in this country, specifically including those murdered by people who are here undocumented. Unfortunately, the weather has not cooperated, so it's been rescheduled for next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. No politics, no signs, no talking points. We are going to honor everyone who has been murdered in this country, no matter who the murderer was.
Thank you for your comments, Mr.
Where's that
Tucker.
vigil?
They're moving it to next Wednesday. Let's make sure. Yes, is what he said.
Outside.
Yes, sir. So we'll make sure that information is done. It looks like we have one online. That or the guys in the booth think we're all number one. I was told not to make jokes, but I did.
Thank you. This is Ron Herrera again. I got here a little bit late, but I did notice that on the agenda, there was some issues regarding work regarding the Petrocelli Hotel and plans to be drafted by the sewer department. I would like to clarify whether or not, as the supervisor and Mr. Rothwell previously represented, there is a closing date for any sale of the town property to Mr. Petrocelli. At the last hearing, Mr. Supervisor, you said the town was working diligently to move toward a closing. It's been a year since Petrocelli was appointed master developer. Can you clarify whether or not there is indeed a closing date?
So I did ask that yesterday, and our legal team is getting back with me the exact specifics, and we will announce the exact date. But yes, it is imminent, is what I'm asking for, and I think the town board hopefully is all in agreement on that. But so it's coming sooner, hopefully sooner than we can speak. But I don't want to say something and then you go, hey, that wasn't the date. So
They're tentatively trying to set it up for August 5th.
there you go.
Can you clarify whether a site plan has been approved for the project?
It would be subsequent to a site plan.
That's
approval.
subsequent to a site plan. That's what I thought. So
So you anticipate that a site plan will be approved prior to the closing, is that right?
I anticipate that there will be a resolution for the town board to vote on, which if adopted, would approve the project.
And that would happen within the next 2 weeks.
It would need to happen at the August 4th meeting.
Thank you very much.
those are the goals. Moving along. Anybody else in-house? All right. Well, I think that's the end of our open comments. And so we will ask for just a motion to close this meeting and move into a CDA meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good afternoon. We have one resolution on. So we would take comments on that resolution. The resolution is to ratify the budget adjustment for EPCAL for legal fees.
So if there are any comments on that, again, if you'd come up. Or a CDA?
Well, just say by way of explanation, this is a budget transfer that is intended to cover further legal fees associated with the case against 555.
Yep. Thanks, Eric. Counselor, sorry.
Okay, so we would ask for a motion and a second for, to approve that resolution.
So moved.
Seconded.
Woski,
Yes.
Merrifield.
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Rothwell,
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution is adopted, and then we would take comments on any matter relating to the Community Development Agency.
John McAuliff, Roanoke Landing. I think it would be helpful in this kind of resolution if you said how much money was involved. And I actually tried to download it and couldn't, so that's why I'm but there's no reason to interrupt the process, but it would be helpful for people to know what's involved. On the CDA, you've given me part of the answer. I wonder how that fits into the IDA consideration. Can you do the closing before IDA has responded to Mr. Petroselli? 'Cause
Yes.
you can?
Yes.
All right, because the content of his language was that he didn't want to go ahead with a closing unless he had the IDA money guaranteed. So that, I think, needs to get clarified. The other two smaller points is whether you have moved at all on resolving, protecting the parking of people who are going to the theater and Maximus, or whether you want to give those spots over to the hotel. And finally, the other issue before you, the eminent domain issue for the Science Center. Is there a time frame on when you're coming back to the board for the actual legal step and then going to court? So,
Thank you, sir, for your comments. I think we have one online, Don. They're giving me the high sign. Ms. Thomas, sorry.
Yes, Ron Hariri again. In connection with the site plan for the Petroselli Hotel, certain issues were raised regarding parking. And the applicant's attorney referenced a possible resolution for a parking garage. Can you tell us whether a parking garage is envisioned and whether the town is in the process of considering and or preparing a resolution to bond a parking garage and what the anticipated cost of the garage will be, and to what extent will our taxpayers end up footing the bill for a garage to support a parking garage, ultimately benefiting a private hotel project for Mr. Petroselli, one of the Riverhead's Republicans' major donors over the years.
Was it at me? Okay. Well, I can say that the parking garage, I think, has been discussed for well over a year at this point, probably even closer to 2. And it was in fact part of our federal DRI application that we were awarded about $16 million towards the construction of it. So I don't think that there's any imminent plans developed for that project. Ms. Thomas can probably elaborate on that.
Sure, if that's what the board wants.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you. And my question is, and we had a private conversation about this, is to what extent, and I assume that the grants receipt will cover only a small portion of the cost, which surely have gone up dramatically since the project was first discussed or considered. But again, my question is, will a resolution be needed? And will the parking district members or the public end up footing the bill for this?
That was quite a few questions, Mr. Herrera, wrapped into one. So I would just give you the outline of the town's progress in developing the parking garage. The town has been planning a parking garage for at least the last 5 years. We received a $24 million grant in 2024. A large portion of that grant, approximately $16 million, will be directed towards the development of a parking garage. We also received $2 million from the County of Suffolk. That will cover a large portion of it. As you probably are also aware, the town is working towards parking enforcement and paid parking, and so the objective would be to fund the balance of the cost of that parking garage from anticipated revenue from those fees. Again, we have not designed the garage. We do not have a final cost, and we won't have a final cost until the project is bid. But in the meanwhile, that project is moving forward and is intended to be completed without taxpayer funding.
Will Mr. Petroselli contribute toward the use of parking spaces at the public garage? Do you anticipate that?
That's a conversation has yet
Yeah.
to be had. The garage is not designed yet, and so once it's designed and sized and funded and built, then we can have that conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, sir. I think that's it. I think we're online and in our room, and so, Dawn, that's it.
Okay, so that would be the, and by the way, just to answer Mr. McAuliffe's question, the fund balance transfer was 95,000. The resolution is available online, in case you wanted to look. We would just need a resolution to close the meeting.
Motion.
I'm sorry, a motion to
So
close the meeting, yes.
Seconded.
Oski.
Yes.
Merrifield.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Rothwell.
Yes.
Halpin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the meeting is closed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.